Today let us revise the periodic classification of elements. This chapter full thing is asked for the examination, so we should know each and everything as far as this chapter is concerned. Arranging the elements in such a way that similar elements are placed together while dissimilar elements are separated from one another. This is what is known as classification of elements. Of all the elements known, there are metals, non-metals, metalloids, and different type. And all these elements are to be classified in such a way that elements with the similar properties are come together and dissimilar properties are separated. And that is what is known as classification. What is arranging the elements in such a way that the similar elements are placed together while dissimilar elements are separated from one another. That means the separation of from all the elements what are known to us, the similar elements are collected together and dissimilar elements are separated, and that is what is meant by the classification of elements. The main object of classification of elements is to study of the elements and their compounds similar. You know that of all the elements known, if you are going to study about their properties, it is become very difficult to understand it or to learn it. So we classify them into certain groups in such a way that study certain elements, and that would be applicable for other elements. So that would be making our study of chemistry easier. Understood? So the main object of classification of element has been to make the study of chemistry of elements and their compounds similar. The elements having similar properties are arranged together in several groups or families. Elements having similar properties are arranged in groups or families. So we know the properties of one member, and that is applicable for the rest of the members. The properties can be predicted. In this chapter, we are going to learn about that. So first thing what we should know is the earlier classification of elements. Since the beginning of 19th century, scientists have been trying to classify the elements to certain groups. 19th century, they have been trying to classify the elements into certain groups. Attempts were made to put the elements having similar properties together in a group or family. And some of the earlier attempts to classification of elements are summed up as here. And the most easiest classification was the elements were classified into metals and non-metals. You know that. Elements were classified. That was done by Lavoisier. Classify the elements as metals and non-metals. And this classification proved to be inadequate. Metals means how many? Sodium, lithium, potassium, these all are highly reactive. Gold, silver, platinum, least reactive. They are copper, Fe. So different types of metals, different types of properties. So one classification, classify them as metals and non-metals. Among the non-metals, some are solid, some are gases, one is liquid, so there is different. So there is a sudden difference in the properties of these elements. So that's classification is not inadequate. In 1803, John Dalton published a table related to atomic weights, now called atomic mass. This formed the importance. So what has happened in 1803, John Dalton, who proposed that Dalton's atomic theory, he set atomic mass or atomic weight of the elements. And that became the classification of elements. Understood it? That happened in 1803. First classification was metals, non-metals by Lavoisier. And the second classification, that its basis was given by John Dalton in 1803. The next one is Doberian's triad. Triad means, as you know, that out of three. And what does it say? In the year 1817, Johann Wolfgang Doberian, a German chemist, tried to arrange the elements of similar properties into a group. That means all those elements which are having similar properties were classified into a particular group. He classified the elements in the group of three, and he called it as triad, Triad. Doberian showed that the elements in a triad had similar properties, and the atomic mass of the middle element is approximately equal to the average mass of the other two. That means if elements with similar properties are arranged in the ascending order of atomic mass, what does it mean? Elements with similar properties are arranged in the ascending order of atomic mass, then the middle element's atomic mass would be the mean of the other two, that is the average of other two. And few triads are there. Now let's take this one, lithium, sodium, potassium. Atomic mass of lithium is 7, potassium is 39, and sodium is 23. 23 is the average of 7 plus 39. Understood it clearly? So that is what is Doberian's triad. And few triads were there. In this triad, all elements, similar properties, they all are metals, they have valency 1, etc., etc. These are. So other elements, few triads were available. Now, why this was discarded? It was discarded in the sense that the triad is not applicable for all the elements known at that time. He could identify only 3 triads. Understood it? Out of 63 or 64 elements known at that time, only 3 triads were there. But one thing we can say that has started the beginning of the classification of elements. For example, the following groups of similar elements could not be classified: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic. Understood it? They are arranged in the ascending order of atomic mass, and the atomic mass is not the average of other two, so that was a different. So, Doberian's triad was discarded because only few triads were possible, and of the elements known at that time, all the elements could not be arranged into these triads, therefore it was discarded. And only lighter elements like alkali metals, alkaline earth metals could be classified on this category. Alright. The next one is Newland's law of octave. Octave means out of 8. Newland was a scientist who proposed, John Newland proposed a new system of grouping of elements with similar properties. He tried to correlate the properties of the elements with their atomic mass. And what did he say? If the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic mass, you arrange the elements in the increasing order of atomic mass, you did not mention about the properties. What Doberian said, what? 3 elements with the similar properties are arranged, then the average is that one. Whereas this fellow has said, if the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic mass, then the properties are repeated on the 8th element, as in this case a musical note. What did he say? The elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic mass. The elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic mass, and then every 8th element shows similarity in their properties. That is what is Newland's law of octave. Understood? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, these elements you arrange it in the ascending order of atomic mass. You catch hold of any one element, and from there you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That first and 8th element are having similar properties. This is the meaning of Newland's law of octave. Octave means out of 8. The musical notation, the 7 notes are there, and 8th note is repetition of the 7th one. So, when the elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic mass, when the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic masses, the properties of every 8th element are a repetition of the first element. That means the properties are repeated on the 8th element. The first and the 8th element you see are the similar properties. This is what is the Newland's law of octave. Octave means out of 8. Understood it? Now, why this law was also discarded? Law of octave has the following limitations. Was found applicable up to calcium. No, only few elements. Up to calcium means hydrogen, till calcium 20 elements are coming. So only that much were applicable in this case. Potassium of position of hydrogen with fluorine, chlorine was not justified on the basic chemical properties. The first element is hydrogen, and then you take it about the 8th element will be that of this one, fluorine will be coming, and then again you say it will be coming with other elements. So the position of hydrogen on the 8th element position is not agreed. You also place some unlike elements under the same slot. For cobalt and nickel are placed in the same slot and in the column of fluorine and chlorine and bromine. Cobalt and nickel have properties different from that of fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Similarly, iron, which resembles cobalt, has placed in some other elements. So it was not applicable of all these elements. Understood it? So why it was discarded? Because it was applicable for lighter elements like first 20 elements up to calcium, and position of hydrogen along with fluorine and chlorine were not justified it. Then 2 elements with the dissimilar properties are placed together and similar properties are placed separate. So this all became the drawback. Now, making order out of chaos. Even after early failures, many scientists continue to search for a pattern to classify elements. The earlier attempts provided some clue that there were certain regularities among them. elements. That's what I told you. Remember that. The first one, the classification, John Dalton mentioned about the atomic mass. And Davidian has started off with that. The elements, the similar properties, then the mean of the other two, and which continued with the Newland's law of octave. So that gave a boost for the other scientists to classify the elements. Understood it? So, however, the first most important attempt in the classification was that of Russian chemist Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. So that we call it as Mendeleev's classification. Understood it? And in this classification, what he mentioned, he arranged the elements in the ascending order of atomic mass. So, of the known elements at that time, I think 63 elements were known during Mendeleev's time. He made card for each element. Suppose like lithium element is taken, he studied about the properties of lithium element and then he made a card for lithium. Like that magnesium, like that sodium. For every element known at that time, he made separate card for each element. And then what he did, he arranged these cards in such a way that on a table, left to right in the ascending order of atomic mass. Understood it? Each card, first element, whatever it was, supposedly lithium was taken, place first. Then the next element he took it, and arrangement of elements in the ascending order of atomic mass is being done. And then what has happened? One thing he made it clear, those elements with the similar properties should fall down in the same vertical column. Understood it? So how did he arrange it? 63 elements known, left to right he arranged in such a way that ascending order of atomic mass and elements with the similar properties were falling down in the same vertical columns. And in this method, he made his periodic table. So prior to that, he said, I am going to classify the elements according to this law. So he formulated his periodic law. And what is the periodic law says? The physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic mass. What was the law? The law said the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic mass. That means, what is the meaning of periodic? You must understand it. Periodic means something which is repeated after regular intervals of time. Like in a class, you know that one bell rings after 35-40 minutes. The time over, the bell rings, we say the period is over. The next teacher comes. So, anything which is repeated after regular intervals of time can be called as period. So, here what did he say? The properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic mass. What does it mean? When the atomic mass from left to right is slightly getting increased, when the atomic mass is slightly getting increased up to a certain level, then what happens? The properties of the elements gradually change up to that particular level. Have you understood? So for example, lithium, beryllium, boron, in that method when you take it, lithium is metal, beryllium is metal, boron is metalloid, carbon is non-metal, and in this method, as the atomic weight of the elements are getting increased, atomic mass is getting increased, what takes place? The properties, the metallic properties of the elements are gradually getting decreased. When the metallic properties are getting decreased, naturally it is understood the non-metallic properties will get increased. So lithium is metal, beryllium is metal, boron is metalloid, carbon is non-metal. And this gradual change in the properties are going up to a certain particular level. It reached up to a particular level, and then again from the sodium it is going. Sodium is a metal. And this is the meaning in periodic functions. Understood it? So lithium is a metal, and it goes on gradually changing. Metallic characters decrease and decrease and decrease, and it goes on. It is ending up with the non-metal, and then again from the metal it is going on up to the non-metal. So this gradual change in the properties of the elements is according to their atomic mass. Understood it? And we cannot say that when the atomic mass is higher, the element is non-metal. When the atomic mass is lower, the element is a metal. It is not so. Lithium, metal, and at the end of that, we will be having fluorine, which is a non-metal. Understood it? So in that system, when the atomic mass is getting increased from the metal, it is ending up with the non-metal. And when sodium atomic mass is 23, it goes on up to chlorine 35.5. So chlorine, sodium's mass is much less than that of fluorine. Whereas chlorine, sodium's mass is much more than that of fluorine and much less than that of chlorine. So we cannot say that when the atomic mass is getting increased, the metallic nature gets increased, or that it is going to be a metal, it is going to be non. We cannot say that. There is a gradual change in the properties of the elements, and that is the meaning of periodic functions. The properties of the elements are periodic functions of atomic mass. That means In particular series, when the atomic mass is getting increased, the properties goes on up to the maximum level, and then beginning from that it goes to the level. And this is how it is classified. So the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic mass. And this is what is Mendeleev's periodic law. Now, what have I told you? Mendeleev arranged all known elements from the table known as weight. It was observed that elements of similar properties were falling down in the same vertical columns. Understood it? So he made it a point, two main factors while the elements were arranged. As I told you earlier, increasing atomic mass and then grouping of elements of similar properties. How did he arrange it? Left to right, the elements were arranged according to the increase in atomic mass, and while this is being arranged, top to bottom, elements of the similar properties. Similar properties are falling down in the same vertical column, and in that method, he got a table, and that table is said as his Mendeleev's periodic table. So Mendeleev, as the originator of the bold concept of classifying elements. Now, why we say it this way? Because Mendeleev formulated a law. He said, I am going to classify the elements according to this law. I classified it, and with that, it became. So Mendeleev is considered as the originator of the bold concept of classifying the elements. All others, the previous one, they said, okay, this is a method, this is a method, and etc. Nothing beyond that. Important contributions of Mendeleev. First one, it was a systematic classification of elements, systematic study. Why we say the systematic study? He made the law, and knowing the properties of one element in a group, the properties of other element in the group can be easily understood it. Understood it? Because how did he arrange? Elements with the similar properties are falling down in the vertical column. So you take any one element of the vertical column. The vertical columns, he called it as groups. Understood it? So Mendeleev's periodic table had the vertical columns as groups and the horizontal columns as periods. So he did not, in periods, there is no similarity in the properties are gradually getting changed. Whereas when it falls down in the vertical column, the properties remain the same. So vertical columns are the groups, and the groups are having the similar properties. So you know the element sodium, you study the properties of sodium. Understood it? And you look for the members in that particular group. Potassium is there. So potassium has got similar property as that of sodium. Lithium is there. That will be a similar property as that of sodium. So one can easily study the properties of a particular group provided we know any one member's property. Understood? Systematically. This provides a useful aid in studying and remembering the properties of a larger number of elements. All the elements which are arranged, and when we are to study about this one, then any one element you take it and study, that is applicable. So that was advantage. Classification of elements on the basis of fundamental atomic property. Mendeleev classified elements on the basis of atomic mass. This was more fundamental atomic property than the earlier elements. He said properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic mass. So when the atomic mass is being changed, the property change gradually. Correction of atomic mass. Mendeleev's periodic table could predict errors in the atomic mass of certain elements. Because how did he predict? The prediction was possible because he said left to right the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic mass. And atomic mass and the properties are matching with the vertical column. Properties are matching, but when the atomic mass is checked, it is not matching it. So that became the, there is no relationship with that. So he said atomic mass of this element shouldn't be this. According to the property, its atomic mass should have been this. They got that, corrected it. And later onwards, when after a number of years, when the research and everything went on, they said whatever change Mendeleev made was the right one. Understood it? So correction on atomic mass of some elements, because why the correction was needed, we can understand it, because the properties are not matching according to atomic mass. Then while these elements were arranged, he couldn't get the elements to be placed in the vertical column. So what was the rule? Ascending order of atomic mass, left to right, and similar properties are falling down in the vertical column. So when elements were not available in the vertical column, according to the property, he left there as a blank. So then the table was presented to the community with the blank spaces. So it was a natural question, why these columns are blank? And so these blank spaces left predicted the discovery of new elements, and few elements were discovered according to this one. Understood it? So this was. The next one is position of noble gases. Noble gases were mentioned in many. However, these gases were discovered very late. You know, as I told you earlier, an element can be detected by their properties. We can identify the metal with their metallic properties, non-metal with their non-metallic properties. But what about inert gases? They are neither metals nor non-metal. They do not react. Then how do you identify it? And that was the reason why it was discovered very, very late. Understood it? Atmosphere have got very less percentage of inert gases, but their discovery was extremely difficult because you couldn't identify them in any method. However, these gases are discovered very late because they were very inert and were present in extreme low concentrations. One of the achievements of Mendeleev's periodic table was that these gases were discovered, they could be placed in a new group. Mendeleev's periodic table, we have already presented it, and when these new elements were discovered like inert gases, he did not have to disturb his original table, so it was placed separately. So these all were the advantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. Once again, I'll repeat it. The blank spaces predicted the discovery of new elements. Atomic mass of some elements were corrected which were not matching with the properties. And the first systematic study of classification and based on the atomic property of the elements. Now, anything that has advantage will be having disadvantage as well. Limitations. First one is position of hydrogen. In Mendeleev's periodic table, hydrogen is placed along with the alkali metals as well as along with the halogens. Understood it? It is placed along with hydrogen, alkali metals as well as along with the halogens. Because alkali metals have about 1 electron in the valence shell. Similarly, hydrogen has 1 electron. And halogens need 1 electron to complete the octet. Hydrogen also needs 1 electron to complete the octet. So according to that time, the research wasn't so much advanced. So with that, it was placed here and there. So with that, it got satisfied. So alkali metals, hydrogens combined with halogens, oxygen to form compounds similar to that. So hydrogen's position was not clear whether to be placed along with halogens or to be placed along with the alkali metals. Then anomalous phase means highly reactive elements are placed with the least reactive elements. Understood it? Placed according to the similar properties but not increasing order of their atomic mass. What does it mean? What I mean, anomalous. See, everywhere he arranged the elements in the ascending order of atomic mass. Now, when we talk about argons whose atomic mass is 40, and potassium whose atomic mass is 39. So in Mendeleev's periodic table, remember when Mendeleev classified the elements, it was all right. But later onwards in Mendeleev's classification, inert gases had come. And when Mendeleev's time, when it was classified, it was perfectly all right. There was no fault in that. Now you introduce zero group elements into that, and then you say that argon's atomic mass is more than potassium, so that became the anomaly. Understood it? So that means dissimilar ascending order of atomic mass was not maintained everywhere. There are other places also. Nickel and tellurium placed before iodine. So these few positions. And the next most, in case if it is asked, give two defects of Mendeleev's periodic table, what you can say that the first one is position of hydrogen was not clear to be placed along with metal or to be placed along with halogens. And the second one is isotopes. And we have studied what are isotopes. Atoms of the different elements having same atomic number but different atomic mass. Hydrogen has got 3 isotopes, protium, deuterium, tritium. And the Mendeleev's periodic table, he gave only one position for hydrogen. Rest other 12 protium was given it. Did not give position for deuterium or tritium. And there are many isotopes of other elements. So he left isotopes. So first one we can say that if you say arrange the elements in the increasing order of atomic mass, then isotopes position should have been there, which was not given. Understood? That is all. Then dissimilar grouping like position of hydrogen was not clear. Then another one is dissimilar grouping of the elements. Gold, silver, platinum, which are least reactive, they are placed in the first group along with lithium, sodium, potassium. And we are later studied Lithium, sodium, potassium are highly reactive. They react with water. They are known as alkali metals. And gold, silver, platinum are least reactive. They don't react at all. So then how come this is placed in that? So highly reactive metals are placed with less reactive elements. So that became the anomalous. These three, mostly they ask one or two different disadvantages. You mentioned about this one. Understood it? And the next one is the cause of periodicity. How does the properties of the elements are gradually changing? You could not explain. Understood it? So I'll repeat once again. In case Mendeleev's advantages of Mendeleev's periodic table are asked, you can say that it was systematic study of elements, classification and a correction of some atomic masses, and blank spaces predicted the discovery of new elements. So in case they ask two differences, one is first systematic study of classification of elements, and the second is blank spaces predicted the discovery of new elements and correction of some elements atomic mass according to the property. These three became the advantage. And when you talk about the then disadvantage means you'll have to say that there was no position for isotopes in the periodic table. Then you must say that position of hydrogen was not clear and dissimilar elements were placed together. These three you can remember it as a disadvantages in Mendeleev's periodic table. All right. So there are some questions which are asked. Name two scientists who helped the development of periodic table. You can understand it. This fellow Mendeleev. Understood it one. And another one is you can say even Newland. Name the terms used to express vertical columns as groups and the horizontal columns as period. Triad, the billionaire, spelling you remember it. Give an example of pair of elements which are not correctly placed in Mendeleev's periodic table. That all given in the NCERT book. You must study that NCERT book. Understood it? Give an example of elements which are discovered after Mendeleev's periodic table. All the elements like inert gases were discovered much later. Mendeleev's periodic table. Which property of atom was formed on the basis of periodic classification? Atomic mass. Remember what is Mendeleev's periodic law? These are a few questions. State Mendeleev's periodic law. What do you say that? The physical and chemical properties of elements are a periodic functions of their atomic mass. What vertical columns in a periodic table are called groups. Horizontal columns are periods. Understood it clearly? And then few triad and Newland's law of octave. This much you should know and read the NCERT book. All right. So tomorrow we'll revise the next one, modern periodic table. That is important.